What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. This is the TCL 20 Pro. Now, if you want to watch an unboxing of this phone, I will link it down below so you can check that out. And you can also see the unboxing for their TCL 20S and TCL 20 SE phones as well. Now, the Pro goes for $499, and it is their most premium phone that they have. But ultimately, it is a really, solid phone for the most part. And one other thing you're gonna get is you will get two major Android OS upgrades on there. So you should get Android 12 and Android 13, as well as 2 years of security updates. Here's the look of the phone. Quite premium feeling, smooth. Feels quality on the back. You do get 4 cameras right there with a flash. At the bottom, you're gonna get your speaker. It's because it is a mono speaker along with a USB-C charging. On the right side of the phone, you get your power button and also your volume keys. And then on the left side, you're going to get your smart button that is customizable. You can triple tap it, double tap it, single tap it, and hold it and make it do different actions, and you can customize all of that. At the top, look at that, headphone jack. You don't get that a lot in most any phone, so if you love headphone jacks, this is probably one of the last somewhat premium phones that actually has a headphone jack, so it's very cool to get that. It also is able to do wireless charging on the back, so if you want to wirelessly charge your phone, you're able to wirelessly charge this one. The other two variants of the TCL 20 series do not, but the TCL 20 Pro can wirelessly charge. All right, this is the software experience. It's pretty akin to an Android, just a regular Android phone, but it does have some customizations laying on top. When you swipe from the left to the right, you get your Google feed. This is the best feed you can get, I feel like. Very, very helpful. You can search for Google things at the top. You can, click on stories and read them if you want. So I love that. Then you have your home screens. Swiping up brings you to your app launcher, so you can cycle through your app launcher left to up and down. You can also click on that and sort by name or label or category. I would do name. I didn't have it set like that, so I would just do it by name. I like having it like that. Up and down is my favorite as well. And you can also search for your locally and online stuff. So if I click in here, it'll search my calendar events, it'll search my contacts, I can search the web and also the Play Store, so very helpful. You can also click and hold on here and you can go into a bunch of settings. On the home screens, you can change your wallpapers. You get all your wallpapers, you got a bunch of static wallpapers as well as live wallpapers on here, and they're pretty nice for the most part. I actually enjoy them. And then you also have your themes, so if you want to download themes on here, not a lot to choose from, but you do have round style. You can also do square style, it'll change the icons out of it, and then you have freestyle. And then you have widgets, just like you would on any other Android phone. And then lastly, you have home settings. On home settings, you can change a lot of stuff on here. You can change your home screen styles, you can change your home screen grid, you can fill in empty cells so that everything matches up, kind of like an iPhone would. It would, put all the icons together. You can turn on and off the Google feed, your recent apps, your app icon badges, add icons to home screens when it downloads new apps. You also just have your home screen stuff, so you click on that. You have a couple of options. You have the home screen and drawer, just like I have right now. You also have home screen only, so if you wanted to, whoops, I clicked that off. If you go into home screen only, it's only gonna have all of your stuff on, you'll have all your apps on your home screen so that you don't have to swipe up to see your app. So it makes it a little bit more helpful, and it makes it a little bit more like an iPhone if that's what you're coming from. This is what the quick toggles look like. So when you swipe down, you have your quick toggles, which will look, basically like any other Android. It's very easy to add another one if you want. Just hit that plus button, and maybe you want a screenshot button, or PC mode if you want. Tap on that. You just have to drag it. So you drag it up, drag it to where you want it. When you're done, hit the checkbox, and you're good. You'll see that you added the PC mode on here, wherever it is now. There it is. I can tap on that, and I can cast my PC mode to device, so I can keep Wi-Fi on and basically cast this to my PC. And then also just some quick toggles that you get real quickly. You get your flashlight, you get your mini notifications if you want. You can turn that on and get smaller notifications. 5G, you can turn that on and off. Dark mode, turn it on and off. Screen recorder, built right in, so if you want to record your screen, you're able to. You have a screenshot button and so much more. Swiping down from the top, hitting settings, There's a lot of settings in here. This is one of the nice things. It's not this phone doesn't have a lot of, it has like a lot of features, but when I say that, it's not completely overwhelming. And the cool thing about it is it's not junky. Like sometimes you get a lot of this stuff and there's a lot of crap everywhere. This phone does not have a lot of pre-installed apps or just like nonsense software on here. It makes sense. You can go into home screen and lock screens and you can change all of that stuff. Kind of like what I showed you a minute ago, just looking at your home screen settings. You can change your lock screen from classic to the TCL style. And it shows you a little different ways that it looks like. You also have your always on display that you can turn on and off with this phone. So if you want to have the always on display on here, you'll see it show up in a second. Whoops, it's seeing my face. Oh, let me go back here. Show that. So you can have this show up so that it shows your time and your notifications and all that stuff. That's built into the phone. As you saw also, just before we jump back, it does have the fingerprint sensor and it works pretty good. It's actually fairly accurate for the most part. And it also has face unlock. So it'll unlock with your face, which also works, again, pretty well. You have your notifications on the lock screen. You can show all or hide the sensitive info, or you can just don't show any notifications on your lock screen. Raise it to wake, meaning if the phone's like this and I raise it in my hand, it turns the screen on. I love that. I think that's super helpful. And it's something that, again, is just, it makes things a little bit easier with using your phone. Flip cover mode. You can see there, you can turn that on and off. You also have pocket mode to prevent accidental operations. So basically when it notices that it's dark, it's not going to, if it feels some kind of touch or anything, it's not going to automatically turn on because your pocket's dark. So it basically prevents you from like butt dialing somebody. So again, these are very helpful features built into the phone. You can go into display, turn on dark mode. You can turn on adaptive brightness. You got your sleep. You got your font sizes. You can auto rotate the screen, status bar and dodge. That's basically the dot right there. You can show your network speed if you want to see how fast the network is performing for you. You can turn on and off your battery percentage. You get notifications icon folder. All notifications icons will be hidden in a separate icon. You can do that. This dodge. So I can hide it if I want. Right now I show it like that, or I can do it like this so it's hidden, or I can hide it completely and just have my icons at the top go completely down on there so that it hides it away. So very nice that you have all those options built into it. You got your screen edge. You can turn that on and off. You can also narrow it and widen it. And what that is basically is this little thing right here. You can add apps in here, quick access apps. Maybe I want my calculator, or I want to add an app. Just hit the plus, find the app that you want. Maybe I want to add my settings button, and that's it. I'm good to go. I can start using that, and it's there. I can access this little bar from basically anywhere, so I can access quick things very simply. More display settings. You say you can set a screensaver, and you can do full screen app, so the app will go completely full screen. Back to the main screen of settings, you have Nxt Vision. Basically what this does, this is something specific to TCL phones. This is, you get image enhancements, you get video and game enhancements, and you got your colored mode and temperatures. And basically it just improves the contrast, the quality of the image in different settings, in different operations, in different modes, so that you get a better experience. You can turn on reading mode if you want to optimize the screen display to make the reading experience as comfortable as a physical book, so it doesn't really bother your eyes. You get eye comfort mode to block out the blue light. And you have sunset display, so it increases the readability under sunlight. So they really went into this, and they carried this over from last year as well, to have these specific features built into the phone to make it a more enjoyable experience. You get your sound and vibrations. Coming in here, you can change your notification sounds, your ringtones, all of that stuff. Notification, actually, let me go back in here, sounds. You got more screen sound, some more sound settings. You can turn off your touch sounds like I have on now. Vibrate on touch, I'll turn that off. I don't really mind that. I don't like that, I should say. You have your, we'll go in here, buttons and gestures. You got your gestures, so if you don't want to use the buttons like I do, I'm still in love with the buttons, but you can turn those on and off. Then you also have your power key. You can have that quick launch your camera if you want. So basically if you double tap it, it'll launch your camera, which I have it do. Power button, you can have it end a call if you turn that on. You can also long press the power button to show the quick controls. So if you have that, you can show quick controls like powering it off, restart, airplane mode or do Google Pay. And then you also have that smart key. The smart key is the button over here. You can customize it. When I press it once right now, it launches my Google Assistant. If I double press it, it turns on my flashlight. If I long press it, you have to turn something on, turn it on, and I can choose what I want it to do. And you can do that for the other two as well, the single press or double press. Maybe I want it to do split screen, you know, like two apps at once. That's a cool little way to do it. So if I long press it, I'm able to choose some apps that can do two at the same time. So maybe I want to use my calculator and I want to look for apps at the same time. I'm able to do that. So it's very helpful, you know, and you can make this bigger, smaller. And you can see it's pretty smooth, the software, when you're doing this kind of stuff. So it makes it quite helpful. Advanced features, you have privacy protection. You can remote lock your phone. You can set that up to send yourself like a text message to automatically lock the phone if it need be, if it got stolen or something. You got your edge bar on here. You can see you can turn that on and off. You can have your edge bar gestures, continuous switch tabs, all this stuff. You have your game mode if you're a gamer and you want to kind of hide things or control things a little bit better with notifications or brightness or all that stuff. You have options for that. You have your smart app recommendations, screen recorder, smart manager, auto start batteries. It's kind of like going to allow you to basically clean up your phone a little bit if it's having trouble. You can see what apps auto start and you can stop those. You can also have go into battery and turn on normal saving mode or super saving mode and get like 86 hours of battery life on here. And that's pretty much it for the most part. Obviously, you can do system updates over here and update certain apps as well. You can check for updates, see if there's any. And then let's go into performance now. So performance on this, it does run that 750G, and I wouldn't say it's the fastest phone I've ever used, but for a $500 phone, for that mid-tier loving phone that you get on here, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with performance. It definitely can handle, you know, basic type tasks in terms of web browsing and maybe some light game. It can definitely game. I'll show you a game in a moment. But you can see it running really, really well with web browsing and things like that. You saw it was able to do multitasking. I'll open this up real quick. I'm gonna press and hold that. And I can, you know, whatever, I'll play an app here. I'll play a video here. So I'm browsing the web. I'm playing a video.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Grego's TV Daily. Let's get into the tech news.
And there you go.
Samsung had
Mute that for a second just to show you. So you can see it can handle this kind of stuff with ease, and I can still make it larger or smaller, and it does a good job. You know, this has 6 GB of RAM and 750G, so that is, you know, plenty enough to create and give you a good quality kind of performance on your phone. While we're here, why don't we just check out the sound real quick? Play some sound for you. It is a single firing speaker.
So that you can use it on different devices. Now we know obviously you can use it with the Galaxy S21 Ultra. We know you can use it on the Note devices. And also we've heard and seen rumors and everything else coming about the Galaxy Z Fold 3 as well. The only question that would remain to me is obviously you would expect we're going to see it with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. We'll probably see it.
So one of the things, the speaker's not amazing. It's a little not that loud, and it's a single firing speaker. I'd like to see them improve that next year. I'm not super impressed with that, but the screen, you can see very good angles. It looks nice. It definitely is, you know, bright enough, and it's not even, I don't even have it that high, so you can see it gets pretty bright. I think it goes to like 700 nits, which is definitely a quality display to get the job done. Very, you know, very solid AMOLED display. Next, let's check out the camera. I'm gonna open up the camera here. You can see you get a lot of different modes. You get your auto mode, you got video, you get portrait mode, you get super night mode, and you get pro. So if you wanna take controls of the camera, you have controls for all of that stuff, which is quite handy. You can record up to 4K video and photo. I'm sorry, video on both. Let me go back over here, I'll show you better. You can go up to 4K video. Let's go into settings just to show you. You can see 4K right there, it's 30 frames per second is the highest you can go. And then if you wanted to do 60 frames, it looks like the highest you can go is 1080 for that. It does have video stabilization, so it doesn't have hardware stabilization on the phone. And you can, if you had an SD card in here, you could save the photos and videos to it. You also have more, and you have panorama, you have stop motion, you have light trace, you have super macro, high pixel, slow-mo, and short videos on here. If you want to be able to do that, you're able to do some cool looking type photos to capture in videos. Next, let's check out some of the photos and videos that I took with this phone.
And then here we are on the back camera again, shooting 4K. I love 4K. Who wouldn't love 4K? Beautiful, crisp video images, and just usually, and then with the stabilization good, it just makes for a beautiful overall image on the phone. And it's so great that budget phones are getting 4K, not only on the back, because they've had that for maybe about 2 years, but now on the front camera as well, even though this is the back camera, the main camera. How does it look? How does it sound? Let me know in the comments down below. Here's a video, front camera, shooting in 4K on the TCL 20 Pro. I'm walking around my room, just showing off the stabilization on this, if it's any good. You guys let me know in the comments down below how you like it. How does it look? How does it compare to other phones that you've seen with the front camera? And it's really cool that this shoots in 4K, because last year I think it only shot in 1080p on the front.
So the TCL 20 Pro, should you buy it? That's a good question. It's competing against phones like the Pixel 5 and other phones here in America that are in that same kind of price range. I guess you could probably count some of the OnePlus lower to mid-range phones as well. And I think for the most part, it holds up to it. Camera-wise, I'd still choose a Pixel overall. I think it takes better photos and probably some better videos as well. But software-wise, I love the headphone jack as well. It can wirelessly charge, the quality build of it. I would like to see a better speaker on this next year if they can do something like that. I'm not a huge fan of the curved edges, but it does make it easy to hold, even though it has a fairly large display overall. The quality of the display is really good. Oh, speaking of games, I didn't even show off that. Let's choose your game. And I'm gonna mute the music on here just because the music on here is gonna copyright my video. So let me just get out of this. This will show you how it kind of games. This isn't like a super high duty game, but this is I found this game real quick and it runs it really well, and it kind of shows off how pretty the screen is on here, so that when you want to play games, you're going to get a pretty experience and enjoyable as well. And the other cool thing about this is that this game is using the vibration motors on it, so that I can really feel these little when this ball is hitting these rings, that I can feel it overall on the phone, and it makes for an enjoyable experience. So overall, light gaming stuff like this is going to be completely fine on a 750G processor. You might even be able to play some high-end gamings at low to middle settings. So if you want to pick this phone up, the TCL 20 Pro, I'll link it down below. Solid phone, not too bad. With all the software that it has built in, it makes sense. It's not clogged with bloatware, and if it is, with an app on here, like I didn't install Booking, but I can hold it, I can go to app info, and I can go to uninstall. So you can install these apps that they put on here, which is maybe 5 at the most that they installed that are not either theirs or that are Google's or something. So check it out if you're looking for a mid-range phone. This is definitely a quality experience. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys down the road.